My God, what a show it was! What a show it was! Peace, everybody. It's Hitman Cause, and welcome to your official review for Backlash. And of course, I'm not alone in this endeavor. Please welcome, as always, the humble man, Gary. Welcome to the contracts.
Yo, what's up, my man? Cause painting, what's good?
Nah, ain't shit, man. You ready to get into this show?
Yo, hell yeah, let's do this shit like Brutus. You know how we do it.
Yeah. Well, first off, we had Bianca Belair and Io Sky open the show, and man, this was crazy, man. This honestly had a true Raw after WrestleMania feel, because despite who was the heel and who was the face, Io Sky was getting cheered the whole time. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
And Bianca was getting booed.
Yeah, that was crazy.
And you know, the commentators were going on saying how this is a foreign feeling when actually it isn't, because they clearly forget that back in NXT, Bianca Belair was heel.
That's a fact.
But
That is a fact.
But in any case, as the humble man easily predicted, this was a great match, and it was arguably one of the best matches of the night.
That's a fact. It was.
This match was absolutely amazing. Hell, there were points where it looked like Io was gonna pull it off, but you know, Bianca just kept fighting. But speaking of Bianca, my God, this woman must be eating muscle for breakfast. Cause part of me still can't get over her freaking doing a military press with one hand. She lifted Io over her head with one hand.
Word.
Like me, this woman's power knows no bounds.
That's a fact.
But in the end, you know, it appeared as though Io was closing in on the win when Damage Control pulled up. Both Io Sky, both Dakota Kai and Bailey tried interfering on Io's behalf, and for the most part, it was working.
Word.
The best chance that Io actually had to win was while she had the ref distracted, or Bailey had the ref distracted. Dakota Kai caught Bianca lacking with a kick, which then set her up in the drop zone for a moonsault. But this is where things went south, because while Bianca was down, Bailey fucked up, because she had Bianca. She grabbed hold of Bianca's braid, you know, to prevent her from getting up and getting out of the way. Only problem was the ref saw it, and when the ref was admonishing her for it, this distracted Io Sky. So
Exactly.
and then from the distraction, Io still tried the moonsault, but it missed. Actually, no, it didn't miss. I think Bianca got her knees up. They hit her with the KO. Then she had her in position for the KOD, but not before actually using Io to knock Dakota Kai and Bailey off the apron. They're hitting it. 1, 2, 3. Bianca retained. Now,
That was crazy, son.
Now I guarantee you that this is going to further contribute to damage control splitting, or at least EO being pissed at Bailey.
Right. I think so too. And I think it's going to be sad. I think they're going to break up rather sooner than later, honestly speaking. I see the vibes, man.
Yeah, but honestly, in order for the breakup to truly happen, they have to lose against Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, because if they win, then it's probably gonna get rid of any signs of dissension.
Right.
And
that's correct.
And it'll probably and it's more than likely gonna mend the fences.
Right.
So to speak. And as for Bianca Belair, congratulations are in order, because she is now the longest reigning Raw Women's Champion ever. Well, of the modern era. Because what I realized was that at the pay-per-view she was on the bubble for breaking the reign. It was
Exactly.
it was after that where she broke the reign. So it was my mistake for that. But either way, that's gone. She's broken the reign. She's the longest reigning. So salute to her.
Yes, salute to her.
And wonder who's next to challenge her. Or who knows?
Me too.
Or who knows? Maybe EO might get another shot. Maybe.
Right, maybe. I wonder.
Well, up next, we have Seth freaking Rollins versus Omos. Now let me say this: if anybody had any doubt of how lit this crowd was, this match to start off would have gotten rid of any kind of doubt. Because first off, after Omos came out, the crowd didn't even wait for Seth's music to hit before they started singing it. And then, Seth came out, did his entrance, and then I like what they did now, and hopefully it's a recurring thing, where Seth does his pose in the middle of the ring, then a spotlight gets put on him, purposely for the crowd to sing. And they were singing loudly. It truly a sight to behold. Unfortunately, Puerto Rico's serenading Seth Rollins was cut short by almost kicking the shit out of him.
Exactly.
And Seth showed how much heart and fight that he has. That despite the daunting task of Omos was trying to dominate for a good amount of the match, and he had some good moments. My favorite moment especially was when Seth tried to hit him with the curb stomp, but I guess you could say that almost blocked it, cause he tried to stop, but almost wouldn't go down.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, I'd say it's appropriate to say that he that he blocked it, right?
Correct.
And then there was a time where he actually did get the curb stomp off, but almost, not only did he kicked out at one and threw Seth off of him.
Right, that was crazy.
Actually, didn't Seth stomp him twice before pinning him?
Yep, he did.
Yeah, he hit him with the curb stomp twice, but almost kicked out at one. But but unfortunately, he still didn't have enough to get the job done because eventually Seth, I think, hit almost with the pedigree and then ascended to the top rope and hit a super curb stomp to get the win. And I will say this: this was a great win for Seth Rollins, but once again, this is another L for almost on a pay-per-view, and the question starts to creep in of how many pay-per-view L's, mind you, can almost take before the believability or like any like believable factor of him being threatening starts to come into question, or just before you pull the plug on him, because I hate to admit it, but
Right.
but among certain fans, they have a hard time taking him seriously because of how many times he's lost consecutively. And
Exactly.
and at this point right now, him doing squash matches does nothing for him. Absolutely nothing.
Omos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly speaking, I said this to myself the other day. It's like they're not utilizing him properly. It's like they don't know what to do with him right now. Because I mean, Omos, they had a potential to have him be like the next Big Show, the next Andre the Giant, the next Great Khali, the next Braun Strowman, be another good giant like them. It's like, what in the hell are they doing?
Yep. And I want to see this guy succeed, but they gotta let him win these profile matches. I'm all for him facing.
Yeah, they do.
I'm all for him facing superstars. All these big time stars like Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins, but eventually he's got to win.
Exactly.
Because I mean.
Exactly.
Because eventually, if he faces enough superstars, enough main event stars like Lesnar and Rollins, what's going to happen is eventually people are going to chalk it up to almost biting off more than he can chew.
Exactly.
So yeah, great win by Seth, but they need to start doing better with Omos. And let me say this here, because I got to get this off my chest once again about Omos. All the marks and people in the IWC that say this, all of you are a bunch of crayon eating idiots. All of y'all are a bunch of fucking crayon eaters. Omos is better than the Great Khali. The Great Khali in WWE could barely fucking move, whereas Omos, he can move just fine. He's a lot faster. He can actually run, and he's more agile. So I see no comparison between the two. So y'all fuck off.
Yeah, I don't see any comparison to any of them either, honestly speaking.
And anyways, moving on, we had Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley versus Bronson Reed for the United States Championship.
That was one of the best matches.
Yeah, this match was alright. I definitely liked the spot where freaking first Austin Theory was in the Hurt Lock, but then he shifted his weight to get out of the hold. But then while he was sitting on the ropes, freaking Bronson Reed hit the tsunami. And had he not been,
Right.
and had he not been as close as he was to the pinfall, Bronson could have won the match.
Right, exactly.
But freaking, and actually, in a fashion that I should have expected, freaking Austin Theory snuck in the back door, where Lashley speared Bronson Reed, but then after he speared him, he didn't get a chance to pin him because Theory threw him out the ring and took the pinfall for himself.
Right.
And I'm guessing this is gonna continue their feud, even though I don't want it to.
Right.
Hopefully I'm wrong, and he just tries to go in the main event picture.
Bobby, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I hope Bobby goes back in the main event picture. Hey, Bobby don't need another mid card, man. Like y'all, like WWE knows that Bobby's better than that. So like, what the hell are they doing, man?
Yeah.
That's another thing that's pissing me off. But my man Bobby Lashley, he doesn't need to be back in the mid card scene. He's been there, done that. Keep him in the main event scene. And I'm a huge fan of Bobby. Been a fan of Bobby. Been a fan of his since he first showed up in that bitch. But like, come on, y'all. I know y'all could do better than that one.
Yep. Moving on. We had Rhea Ripley versus Zelina Vega for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I'm gonna say this, you know what I'm saying? First off, shout out to Puerto Rico, man. They made that pay-per-view so lit. They honestly made that pay-per-view the most lit non-WrestleMania pay-per-view ever.
Yeah, they did.
Cause how loud they were, I can only compare that to WrestleMania.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And for Zelina Vega, this was her coming out party because she was in front of her home people. Man, they had her back 100%. Honestly, this was the loudest pop she ever got. She came out with draped in the Puerto Rican flag. Her attire had the Puerto Rican flag. Just everything Puerto Rico, man.
Right.
And then I'm not even gonna hold her, man. Freaking for not being able to hold it in, because if I got that much love from my people, it'd be hard for me to hold it in too.
Exactly.
You got
me too, man. Like for real.
Got your home people showing you love. Just wonderful.
Exactly. That's a fact.
And as I predicted, this was her best match ever. Better than the one she had against Piper Niven. But
that's a fact.
But as I expected,
right.
Rhea Ripley did drop her off.
That's a fact.
Then,
right.
But I'll tell you what,
Rhea did.
Even in defeat, she still looked like a winner.
Oh yeah, that's a fact. I ain't gonna lie about that.
And as for Rhea Ripley, the first victim is down to what I hope to be a dominant reign as SmackDown Women's Champion.
Right.
And before the picture was shown on IG, I had no idea what the back of Rhea's tire said. But yeah, it said Dom Dom. I honestly thought it was just like one of those tear designs that people put on their stuff. But yeah. And then we had a nice little confrontation on IG when Buddy Murphy said something about it.
Right. Exactly.
Moving on.
That's a fact.
Moving on to the next match. Oh my God. Yes. Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest in a San Juan street fight. Now, I don't care what anybody says. And you may disagree with me, but this was the best match on the card. This was the match of the night. Nothing topped this at all.
Oh, well, I ain't even gonna debate you there. I mean, honestly speaking, that match was, oh my God.
Yeah. And you know, I know we've said this a million times, but a million and one more ain't gonna kill people. That we often, as fans, criticize celebrities who have matches with who have matches in WWE because because they're usually sloppy in the ring, or they'll have somebody else, another wrestler to help to make them look good, or honestly the match is just boring and forgettable, and something you'd like to forget. But once again, just like with Logan Paul, Bad Bunny once again, debunks that statement. Because, honestly, I could say this without capping. Bad Bunny and Logan Paul are the best celebrity wrestlers ever. Because
I feel you.
Because number one, they both have not had a single bad match while in WWE or just wrestling. Period. They've never had a bad match. And two, they both have taken it more serious than any other celebrity.
Correct.
Yeah, like how serious they've taken it is honestly so commendable compared to any other celebrity that just does it for clout.
That's a fact.
And Bad Bunny himself, it's crazy because when he tagged with Damian Priest, that was one thing. He had, Priest to help him on spots that he might have struggled with. But now that he was facing him, he got better. He got so much better.
Oh, yeah. It's a fact.
And let me say this. First off, his entrance was so fucking lit. He literally had a concert for his entrance. Cause when his theme played, the crowd was singing it.
Right.
Like, it was so wild.
Yeah, it was. It really was. That's a fact.
And I gotta once again give a big shout out to Puerto Rico. They had this so lit.
Right, they did.
Then on with the match. Damian Priest made quite a few big mistakes that essentially cost him the match. First one was really early in the match where he hit the South of Heaven, and he could have ended things right there, but he wanted to keep it going, and that would prove to be his first biggest mistake.
Right.
Then his next biggest mistake. Well, first off, let's get through one of the big spots when he hit Bad Bunny with, I think it was a Falcon Arrow through through a table outside.
Right. That was crazy.
And then, did they break the announce table?
I believe they did.
Yeah.
That's a fact. They did.
And then, it looked as if Damian Priest was gonna win, regardless. But the Judgment Day came down to try and interfere. To which then Rey Mysterio came, and you know he tried to even shit out a bit, but
Right.
to no avail. Then to my utter shock and surprise, Carlito came out.
Yes, son.
Oh my god. And honestly, the pop that he got, I expected. Cause
Right.
because I remember back when he was regularly in WWE, he was billed from the Caribbean, but he's Puerto Rican.
Right.
So and his father is a legend in, well, not just Puerto Rico, but the whole world. But let me put it this way: Carlos Colon in Puerto Rico is the equivalent of Conan in Mexico and Hulk Hogan in America.
Right.
So I'm not surprised that Carlito got as big of a pop as he did. And also needless to say, people love Carlito. We miss him, and we want him to be in WWE regularly.
Exactly.
So yeah, he came in, even the odds, and he also brought his apple and spit in Dominic's face. Then Finn Balor and Dominic tried to run away. However, they were stopped at the pass by another Puerto Rican legend in Savio Vega.
Yes.
And then funny enough, no. Yeah. And Dominic and Finn thought they weren't that much threatened. So
Right.
So they were still debating on what to do. Then out came the rest of the LWO, to which at this point Dom and Finn were cornered. Nowhere to go.
Right.
And then Dom wound up getting jumped by everybody except for Savio Vega.
Exactly.
And Finn basically tried to walk away. However, Savio did not let him. And then he served them up a multi-piece combo before beating them both down.
Right.
Now,
that's a fact, yo.
Now, before all that ensued, I must also point out the next mistake that Damian Priest made. And that was outside the ring. He kept kicking Bad Bunny. Then Bad Bunny was up against the ring post. He caught him with a couple of kicks. Then he tried to do his spinning kick, but Bunny ducked and he missed, hitting the post. This screwed him over big time because now he had a bad wheel and essentially put a major target for Bad Bunny to exploit, which he did so flawlessly with chair shots, Singapore canes, and even the chain. Which, first off, I gotta give another shout out to Bad Bunny for, in my opinion, doing a tribute to New Jack with the chain around his neck and the shopping cart full of goodies. That was New Jack's shtick. And sure, Raven did the whole shopping cart of goodies, but it's the chain around his neck that let me know it was for New Jack.
Right.
But anyways, at that point, Bad Bunny was so far in the driver's seat that he had Damian Priest begging for mercy.
Right.
And then, however, Bad Bunny unfortunately fell for one of the oldest tricks in the book, where Priest was apologizing, begging for mercy, to which then Bad Bunny took it like a fool, and which Priest suckered him in.
Oh yeah, man.
But
that was crazy for real.
Yeah, but during the also Priest made his last mistake, and that was he got caught lacking. Cause I forgot what move he tried to do, but he got caught lacking because he left himself wide open to get low blowed by Bad Bunny. Then after the whole sequence with Savio Vega, LWO, Carlito, and Finn Balor and Dominic happened, I think that went on for a good 5 minutes. Gave plenty of time for both of them and Bad Bunny to recover. But freaking Priest tried to get some offense on Bad Bunny, but Bunny, number one, he had too much anger inside him to let him get away with, and two, he had a lot of rage as well. Plus, he had a steel chair. So, after he knocked Priest off balance, he got the steel chair and started wailing all on Damian Priest. My God, this man was wailing on him.
Yeah, he was. He really was.
Like, he let Damian have it. Oh my God.
He did, for real.
Then actually before then, he actually hit Priest with sliced bread. It was a bit of a botch, but it still looked good. It still looked good enough.
Right.
And then honestly, the worst thing Damian did was kick out of that, because like I said, that was because after that was when Bad Bunny started wailing on him with the chair.
Right.
Then after Bunny was through with him, he hit the Bunny Destroyer. And that was a beautiful Canadian Destroyer.
That's a fact.
First off, great cooperation between the two of them to pull off the move perfectly, but definitely great on Bad Bunny to once again prove how good he is as a celebrity wrestler. But anyways, he hit the Bunny Destroyer to get the win.
That's a fact.
And him and the LWO celebrated in the ring. The crowd once again was singing his theme. Absolutely amazing. This match, honestly, trumped trumped Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. This was, at least for now, the greatest celebrity match ever.
Right.
And this match was the best match on the card.
Oh, most def.
Like, I normally don't give star ratings, but this match was so good that I have to give this 5 stars out of 5. Actually, no. I gotta give that 6 stars out of 5.
Right.
Like, absolutely amazing. I
wanted to make you there.
Everybody involved deserves a pat on the back. Damian Priest, especially, he deserves credit. He deserves his flowers for that match. Absolutely great.
Oh yeah, he does. That's a fact.
Like, we've said before how he's been really coming into his own and emerging as a major star, and this definitely showed it.
Oh, that's right.
But
that is facts.
Well, funny enough, but there was one bad thing about this match. and that was it didn't close the show.
Oh yeah.
And the reason why that's a bad thing is because the matches after this, even though there were only 2 left, even though they were still good, unfortunately because of the street fight, it wasn't good enough.
All right.
Like these matches fell flat because you had to compare them to the other matches, and because Bad Bunny and Damien Priest had the best match of the night. That all these guys had a tough act to follow.
Right.
But in any case, we had the Bloodline taking on Matt Riddle, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn.
Yeah, it was a good match.
Of course, as usual, we had a bit of turbulence with the Bloodline in this match. Honestly, I'd say it was more of Jey Uso and Solo Sikoa. It was a little. It was a little with Jimmy, but not as much compared to Jay.
Right.
And then during the match itself, the Usos kept tagging himself in when Solo was in. Solo kept doing the same, just further building the tension.
Right.
And that was interesting. One moment that really stuck out to me was when Solo was on a roll, and while he was on a roll, he almost hit Jey Uso with the Samoan spike.
Oh yeah, that was one of the most shocking parts.
And what really stood out to me was that after Jay was yelling at him, he still had his thumb out like he wanted to hit him.
That's a fact.
But Riddle broke things up when he hit Jay with the Broderick. But what he didn't see was that Solo tagged himself in, so that after he hit the Broderick, he also got caught lacking as Solo hit him with the Samoan spike to win the match.
Right.
And even though the Bloodline won, there was one thing I thought was that I thought really stood out, was that while Jey Uso and Solo were glaring at each other, Jimmy Uso was smiling over the win.
That's right.
Because one thing I noticed about the match was that Jimmy didn't see what happened. He was because he was down on a different side of the ring. He didn't see what happened as far as Solo about to hit Jay with the Samoan spike. He didn't see that. So as far as he was concerned, the Bloodline took care of business and nothing else.
Right, that's a fact.
So it's definitely gonna be interesting what happens on SmackDown, especially with Roman coming back.
Yeah, man.
And
I'm waiting to see that, this whole Bloodline storyline. Oh my god.
Yeah. Moving on.
I love it.
Yeah. It's been pretty interesting.
Hell yeah.
I honestly want to see what Roman is gonna say. One would think that he has to be happy that they got the job done, but
right.
With Solo and Jay almost coming to blows, you'd think that he would have something to say about that.
Exactly.
So all that jazz is gonna be nice, and hell, who knows? Maybe Jimmy might even still be confused over what happened.
That's right.
But anyways, moving on, we had the main event. Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar, and it is crazy because I even listened back to the predictions, and you guys can too. And I called it that Cody won by the skin of his teeth.
Yes.
But before that, there was an interesting spot where Cody hit threw Brock into the exposed turnbuckle, and Brock got busted open.
Yep.
Now my question to you, humble man, was that a legit busted open, or did Brock blade?
Honestly speaking, I'm wondering, because it was said, a rumor has it that blood was expected, but I want to find out if I would think Brock probably bladed.
I mean, personally, I'm really hoping that it was legitimate because I don't condone blading. I mean, back then I know they did it to make things look more real, but I don't condone blading.
I got you.
Especially because of that asshole Abdullah the Butcher, where he freaking was cutting people with freaking dirty, with dirty razors and shit, giving them hepatitis and whatnot. Fuck that nigga.
Exactly.
Fuck Abdullah the Butcher.
That's a fact.
So hopefully, Brock getting busted open was legitimate. Because I don't condone blading at all.
That's a fact.
And I know this really doesn't... I know this is off topic, but does John Moxley blade?
Moxley? I want to say I think he does.
Oh, God. Again, I'm not with blading.
I got you.
But anyways...
Can't blame you.
Anyways, this match was pretty dope. I will have to bring up the elephant in the room where before the match started, Cody beat down Brock and that walk that he did, and I'm pretty sure you know what walk I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty much a meme right now.
Right.
Where people are making a whole bunch of jokes about it. But there's only one joke that people have not yet made, and I'm still confused, and I'm still surprised as to why no one has yet. Where you remember Crash Holly?
Yes, I do.
You can't tell me that the way Cody was walking was the exact way that Crash would walk to the ring. You can't tell me that wasn't the exact same. Come on.
That's a fact.
Like that, I was so ready to just play his theme while the clip was going on, just to prove a point.
Right.
Well,
yeah, that's a fact. Nah, 'cause he was walking like him exactly.
But in any case, in the closing moments of the match, Brock Lesnar had the Kimura locked on to Cody, but unfortunately for him, Cody shifted his weight, so Brock's shoulders were on the mat, and Cody just narrowly escaped with a win.
Right.
And just by the way that match ended, this isn't over.
Yeah, it's not over.
This is far from over.
Yeah, it is.
But I also want to bring in reference before we end this off. I have to bring in reference. I have to bring up something that happened when the show went off the air. When the show went off the air, Brock got a standing ovation from the crowd.
Yes, he did.
So once again, mad respect to Puerto Rico, man, showing Brock so much admiration and respect by giving him a standing ovation. I really liked seeing that.
Yeah, me too. I did also.
Well,
I ain't gonna hold you. I did.
Yep. But overall, this pay-per-view was absolutely great. The crowd.
It was.
This was one of the better crowds once again, I really hope that maybe next year or the year after that, we can come back to Puerto Rico and do this again.
I hope so too. For real.
But this is gonna do it for this episode. Before I close out, I just want to say that, ladies and gentlemen, if I'm not mistaken, this is episode 75.
Yes, sir.
And I just want to say thank you to all of y'all.
Thank you guys.
You guys have been with us through every episode.
Yes,
and
you guys have been.
And for us to make it this far, 75 episodes strong, I would seriously thank all of you.
Yeah, thank all of you for real. I also just let you guys know it was someone's birthday, which was the co-host, which is myself.
Yes, sir.
Monday was my birthday.
It was the humble man's birthday.
Yes, sir. Last week, Monday.
It was a very humble birthday.
Yes, sir.
But that's going to do it for this episode. I definitely want to thank each and every one of y'all for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come and chill with your boys. I want to thank the humble man for coming through, kicking his wrestling knowledge as always.
It always coming through the kicking the wrestling knowledge. You are kicking the wrestling knowledge of my man, the host, Cause Peyton, and we will be right back here with y'all, getting right back at y'all either in 2-3 weeks on the 24th or the 25th. We'll be right here, right back at y'all with our predictions for the upcoming pay-per-views, which is WWE Night of Champions and WWE NXT Battleground.
Yep. So until then, if y'all enjoyed this video, go and hit the like button. Comment if you feel like it. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. And until next time, my way Struggle Vision Productions, it's the Hitman and the Hum Man, and we out. Peace.
Peace. We out this bitch. We'll be right back here with y'all. Like and subscribe, like we said. Peace. We out this bitch.